This video is sponsored by the good folks at
PowerCircle. We get to the check.
in association with
Cookup.
It's not a podcast.
Dennis here back with another episode of This Is Not a Podcast. Y'all already know what the lick reads. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and hit that notification button. It's greatly appreciated.
Hey, you right there, you. Watch the videos to the end.
Unbelievable. Trending topic. I actually had a different episode in mind for this week's episode and next week's episode. However, lately I've been getting a lot of impromptu vlogs just been coming out of the air, just coming out of nowhere. Now, if you go a couple episodes back, my tribute to Tupac on September 13th. We just got through doing reels. We just got done putting out a piece. The first episode, as a matter of fact, for 3 Feet No Pressure, which you can go check that out right now. In this particular subject matter, we're not necessarily harping on the Tupac thing. I don't know if y'all know this, but this is trending right now. According to multiple sources, the man tied to the Tupac killing has now been arrested in 2023. I don't want to get into the story. Y'all should know the story by now. The story been out since 1996. And I think we know the story forwards and backwards and forwards. There's documentaries, there's movies, and so forth and so forth. You can believe what you want to believe. And then you got the other fanatics that believe Tupac is Elvis, Tupac is still alive, and he's somewhere in Cuba. I mean, we've heard all the theories, but this right here, it's more like a duh, because this falls in the conspiracy theory. But then again, it doesn't, because this guy was actually involved in the shooting. And y'all know who I'm talking about if y'all read the news by now. A lot of us is not really surprised by this because we already knew. I'm just trying to figure out why now. And there, the man we're talking about is none other than Keefe D. Now, Keefe D has been on all different social media platforms. He's done multiple interviews on this subject. He might have wrote a book. He's been really, like, I don't want to say trolling, but like really trying to capitalize off one death, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, some would say he's a well-respected guy from back in the day. Reputable member of that Blue Flag. Not to get off into his story, and I'm not here to tell a person's life story, but I'm going to read this. I'm going to read a little bit of that's trending right now that to me really don't make no sense, because I think this case was closed years ago, even though they put a conspiracy theory behind it. Listen to this. It says, the man who prosecutors say ordered the 1996 killing of rapper Tupac Shakur was arrested and charged with murder Friday in a long-awaited breakthrough in one of hip-hop's most enduring mysteries. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who has been known to investigators as one of 4 suspects identified early in the investigation. He isn't the accused gunman, but he was described as the group's ringleader by authorities Friday at a news conference in court. In Nevada, you can be charged with a crime, including murder, if you help somebody commit the crime. Think about that for a minute. Keefe D was allegedly the shot caller of these individuals who committed this heinous crime, and he orchestrated the plan that was carried out. And it was said that he was the one that actually provided the murder weapon, killing Tupac Shakur. Now, without getting off into all the rest of the details, my question is right now is, why now? I mean, he's pretty much snitched on himself. He pretty much implicated himself in the murder. He pretty much pinned the murder on his nephew, Orlando Anderson, infamously known as Tupac's killer. And as of today, Friday, Tupac's killer has been arrested. Now, is this a win for the Shakur family? Is this a win for Tupac's estate? Be quite honest, I mean, it's been 27 years now. I mean, for some people, I guess you can say it's closure. But at the end of the day, I think everybody knew, including the streets, we already knew, especially in California, especially in Las Vegas. Definitely behind closed doors, especially through gang politics and everything else that was carried out throughout the years. I think we pretty much know. This was already a case closed shut kind of a thing. If you know, you know. My thing is, why go for Keefe D now? I'm guessing he was poking the bear a little bit too much, and they just finally said, you know what, forget it. We finna go grab him up, make the news, and tell everybody what most people already knew or either suspected or speculated or any, you know. I'm like, wow. Also, a grand jury voted to add a sentencing enhancement to the murder charge for gang activity. That could add up to an additional 20 years if he's convicted. So as we know, ain't no statute of limitations to murder. So I'm assuming that being that he's poking the bear, I mean, we all can speculate. I'm just saying, why now? Has he been under investigation all this time? Because it's not really much of an investigation if you count his testimony already. He implicated himself already as being one of the people that was inside the car the night of the murder. He implicated his nephew, Orlando Anderson, as the shooter, and along with the other gentleman who I care not to name. But now, apparently, Keefe D stayed in Henderson, Nevada, and his house was raided concerning the murder of Tupac Shakur. Talk about a term for the words for Keefe D. I mean, how can you be known as a rat to some people and then the police come back and get you? So it's like you either violated or you poked the bear. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Now, I'm not up here to bash Keefe D or bash the dead or talk about this thing or touch on it. And I'm not here to be no analyst or no investigator or anything like that. But I find it very interesting as what's the angle behind that other than, okay, you're going to charge him almost 30 years later. He already confessed to some degree. And here we are in 2023. I'm still trying to make it make sense. You know what I mean? Like, what's the end game? Is the family demanding justice? I think he poked the bear personally, but let me know in the comments what y'all think about this, man. I had to do an interview on this anyway, just to kind of put this whole thing to bed. I think, you know, ending on this note, I didn't expect it. Like I said, I'm literally in the middle of a much rather different type of video. I was in the middle of filming something different, and I've been rehearsing the things to come this coming week. And yeah, I'm like, huh? First of all, I seen it on Facebook, and then I seen it all over, trending all over internet. It's all over the news. It's all over. I think it's #2 trending on Google Trends right now. Yeah, and I'm like, wow. Y'all come get Keefe D almost 30 years later. Although Keefe D, I don't know. You know, we'll just see how over time, we'll just see how this thing develops, or they're going to put this thing to bed right away. But either way, a life was lost. Actually, 2 lives were lost. Orlando Anderson ended up passing a little bit later after that, not due to retaliation or anything like that from a different situation, but he ended up losing his life ultimately. And condolences to the family on both ends. You know what I mean? Anytime, nobody deserves to lose a life, or no life deserves to be lost. But when you're young and dumb and making stupid decisions, this is the kind of thing that happens, unfortunately. Yeah, man. I mean, that's all I pretty much wanted to touch on. I was going to go live, but why would we drag it on now for about an hour or so? I don't know, man. This is an eye-opener. This is one of those, what we used to like to call back in the day, things that make you go, because it's like, okay. You know, one part of me is like crickets, you know, like, duh, tell me something I don't know. But I really think Keefe D pissed the police off some kind of way. Like I said, poking the bear once again. But I'm going to go ahead and end this right here and continue to finish up what I had planned for you already prior to this. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put this out right now and get back to work, what I was doing. And I appreciate everybody rocking with me so far. We are on the verge of a little over 1,400 subs right now. I know it ain't much, but I touch on it, and I don't want to let the cat out the bag with the next couple things that's coming up for you guys right now. And so, like I said, I'm in the middle of everything right now. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I got my change of wardrobe over here. I'm getting into my acting, but we're going to talk about it after this video comes out. Not this one, but the video after that. So make sure you like and subscribe and hit that notification button, of course. Make sure you go to www.powercircle.life and get you some of that Hair Busters Knockout All-Purpose Seasoning for just $10 free shipping and handling. Don't just buy one, buy 20. Don't buy 10, buy 20. Matter of fact, buy 100 of them, because it will definitely bless you. And yeah, man, it's bringing the fun and the simplicity back to cooking. Y'all already know my slogan: keep God first, stay sucker free. By all means, get to the money. Peace and love, stay healthy. Out this joint.